Welcome back, Terrible Warriors, to a somber final episode of Zombie Mourn, as we pay respects to our dearly departed Jimmy Shane, who sacrificed himself to save the enclave of Huckleberry Farm by banging on the walls with a fireman's stick or axe, and led the zombies out into the parking lot and violently eaten alive. It's not a good way to go.
No.
Not a good way at all. That's just really horrible and traumatizing. And everyone who witnessed that should mark stress. You already did, Sarah. I forced you to, but I'm also going to have the prophet. That just isn't going to sit well with people. That's just.
I feel like maybe
really
I should
rough.
have marked too stress for that.
You could go ahead if you feel like
Okay.
that. Absolutely.
Thanks.
Yeah, I'll give you a whole trauma card if you like. I'll just give it to you.
Yes, please.
So this is face down. This is now a new way that you are coping with this world because of the death of Jimmy Shane. Clear all your stress, though, if you're going to take a trauma card. We'll clear that track. But you witness of that, of your friend's death, has now turned you into this new coping mechanism after the death of Jimmy Shane.
She's really not handling this particularly well.
You're having a time.
I'm
if you
really
take
having a time.
2 more trauma cards, you are no longer safe to remain in the enclave and you will have to leave.
Yep. She's quickly approaching that point.
We got 1 hour left, so smoke them if you got them, right?
Yup.
Smoke one out for Jimmy Shane. All right. We've made our way into a federal bastion set up in the final days of society before it collapsed. This place was supposed to be like a communication hub for the government to be able to coordinate the riots that were happening around the city. They weren't dealing with zombies. They thought they were just dealing with extremists. And, well, that didn't turn out well for them. And now they're all dead. And now they're all zombies. And you've arrived here, Sarah. You led us here for supplies and answers, allies. You thought, surely this place must still be happening. But you're having to come to grips with the world that was is past tense for a reason, and it's not there anymore, and everyone's dead, and you're the only ones left, or so you thought, when just as all hope had gone away and Jimmy had died, a new figure emerged. Felix, right?
Ethan.
Ethan popped your head out of a hatch in the floor, and you're like, what are you just standing there? Get in here now! And leads you down into, you got this like bunker that you've set up, like this little kind of a loner. Somehow you've made yourself alive down here among the dead, and you lead not just Sarah and our prophet, but also Travis and Darian, who are the NPCs who are joining us, who are also still alive, down into the safe house that you have. Describe it for me. What does this look like? What does Ethan's safe house in the federal building basement look like?
So there's some cameras that are kind of working to like watch the rest of the building. Most of the screens are dead. It's kind of beat up. There's zombie costumes in the corner on a rack, pretty like neatly sorted, and like a labeled container of zombie juice. Like clearly he has to get into and out,
Like in a jar.
in a
like
jar.
a spritzer.
Yeah, just like a squirt bottle.
Febreze.
It's like a little perfume thing. Just
Yeah, it's weird. He's polished one of the screens to like a mirror shine.
maybe it's
so he can-
Zombaline.
Yeah, maybe it's Zombaline. I love it.
Maybe he died with it.
Easy breezy, beautiful, dead.
It's got a ring to it.
Yeah.
And sort of a makeshift bed in the corner that he's made of just like piles of clothing.
Sorry.
And
Easy, beautiful, easy breezy, beautiful cover ghoul.
Oh,
That's what it should have been.
There
That
it
was a
is.
missed opportunity,
There it
but
is.
there we go.
You brought it
We
back.
can edit
Yeah.
that.
Yeah,
I saved it. I saved it. You're welcome, everyone. Follow me on Twitter. I never post.
Yeah, so it's kind of dilapidated and falling apart. It's clearly not being used for what it was meant for, and it's a little sad. It's a little sad.
But now you've got they're alive. There's
other people.
visitors, and you weren't gonna let them in. But then Sarah's card worked and unlocked the door, and so, wow, you got maybe there's like a folder that was like for FBI personnel, like classified, their eyes only, and it's Tom Hanks Castaway. There's this one box you never opened,
Yeah.
and you've been like alone, like I was never going to open this because it was for only federal eyes, and you're like, well, you got this chance.
I could open the box.
There's federal eyes here.
Yeah. Well, he's actually so he's going to be in a federal uniform as well. He's wearing clothing from the building. And
Yeah.
he's like, you're here. You can. I don't have the. Yes, I don't have the clearance. That's it. I don't have the clearance. Could you open this box? It's just I I need to know.
It's not a box, it's just a manila envelope with just a little wax seal on it.
Yep.
I take the envelope and I look at it, and then what is it? So what does it say?
Or it's just taped, and I mean, it's just saying to abandon post that Bastion has fallen, and like it's over, right? So
right.
it was just sort of to fall back and look after your loved ones. It was just that your responsibilities to the federal government have been absolved, and it was just an order, almost kind of like an order of surrender in a way. Like it's over, and it was just the final order sent out but it was never received. At that point, the place had already been overrun.
Who are you?
I'm Ethan. I used to work here.
I don't recognize you. You used to work here?
Yeah, I don't know your pass card, so you can just completely lie.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I was a new transfer. It's been a while. I transferred after you left, I guess. It must have been.
Must have been.
Who are you?
I'm Sarah. And she kind of flashes her card real quick.
Agent Davos.
Sorry, yes. I'm Agent Davos.
Special Agent Davos.
And she flashes
FBI.
a card.
Pleasure to meet you, Agent Davos.
It's Sarah's fine.
Okay. Yeah. Sarah. Hi.
Hi. And this is Father Pat.
Father Pat Murphy, nice to meet you.
Oh, you're a father. Congratulations.
Thank you. Please don't ever do that again. How have you been keeping your spirits up in all of this?
Well, I play games with the zombies sometimes if I'm really bored, see how many I can get by. It passes the time.
And what about equipment? Sorry.
Yes, that was my question as well.
Oh, equipment. Yes. Right. There's a reason you're here, I bet. Follow me. I can show you where all the gear is stored. I kind of piled as much as I could find in the one spot.
And you're willing to show us?
Of course. Yeah. I haven't seen people in 3 years.
You're a special agent. He's been waiting for you.
I'm yes, by all means, please. I appreciate your sense of duty.
Yes, ma'am. Let's go.
As we're walking, I turn to Sarah and say, I hope there's more than just a pile.
I hope so too.
Opening the door, I drew out an advantage card, and it's perfect. It is a pile. It's like the parking garage, but like pushed into the corner is just like a pack rat, like the way our ferrets stash things under the couch is what's happened here. It's just like a pile of boxes, canned goods, supplies. It looks like rolled up wire and stuff, like chicken wire that would have been used, sandbags. It looks like bags of quick dry cement that could be like mixed up and set together. Like it's good emergency. It's good stuff, and it's all just been gone through and reapplied. But also next to it are quads, 4x4s.
What?
Nice.
Fast vehicles are the advantage. When you use your fast vehicles to flee a threat, draw survival. On a hit, you flee quickly and safely, so you don't have to go through those ugly choices. On an edge, your vehicles are damaged or depleted, exhaust this advantage, but you still escape. On a miss, you escape one threat and plow right into another. So you've got a way to get out of the city with everything. It's perfect. And you could get back to the farm. You get back to Huckleberry.
So perhaps
With a new advantage.
Yes.
telling you a bit more about us would be beneficial then.
Sure.
You're choosing this moment to open up. We've been through so much, and you just met this person. You're opening up.
All the information I've told you is because Travis and Darian are the ones kind of doing a quick inventory and reporting to like, wow, what's going on? And Darian's like, we can get the fuck out of here. Are these things gassed up?
Oh yeah.
Hell yeah.
So we've been living in a small farming community with about how many?
Too many people.
With
A lot.
a very pleasant number of people. It's enough that you'll never get bored. You'll have so many people to talk to instead of zombies. I think you would be an invaluable asset to our team.
Oh, well, that's very... Thank you, ma'am. It's
Would
great
you
to hear.
like to come with us?
Sure. Yes, of course. Definitely.
I think our community could use your vast resources. Can we bring you and the resources with us?
As much as you can carry. I'll help. Sure. Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
Again, Justice Air, why is this so easy? What is he hiding? Special Agent Davros.
Can we do this later?
Oh, can we do this later? Could you have done this later? Yeah, we're glad to have you aboard.
I'm glad to be of service. Just doing my duty.
So when you're ready to go, there's a big red button to open up the garage doors, which will like raise up the sliding doors out into the parking lot, and you could make your way onto the roads back to the farm.
Can we do...
And you'll have vehicles.
Is it possible to scavenge for electronic equipment specifically?
I would say in this pile, there is 10 gear that you can convert into things that you need, right? So we can spend that currency down. So if you want, like I'm not saying you don't have weapons, but no one's mentioned it yet. So if you'd like handguns, right, that'd be 1 gear each. If you want flares, that'd be another gear. If you want electronics, that sounds a little bit more rare. That'll be 3 gear. You want construction material, 4 gear.
Sarah
right?
really
so you
wants
can start
construction material.
spending that money in like a shopping section, where we'll just chip down that 10 into 0, and we'll define what you find at, because some of it's just going to be crap.
Yeah.
Come on, Ethan. Some of it's just. This is
it looked valuable.
You're a
no, this
hoarder.
is actually just like actual garbage from the commons kitchen. This is just chicken bones. What the hell, man? This is just a zombie. This is just a zombie leg.
Ethan?
It looked like it might be useful.
Yes,
like-
it does look useful.
Yeah.
There's some real Rolexes in there too.
So yes, I would prefer if there's at least some electronic gear found.
Yeah. Okay. So that now you have 7 left. Right.
Construction materials.
All right. Now you have 3 left.
Some more electronics.
What would you want the electronics? I don't want you to spend frivolously on. You've got enough electronics to go for.
So specifically security
yeah.
electronics
Yeah.
to set up to bolster the perimeter.
Okay. So then
okay,
that'll
sure.
be 8 total for construction and for perimeter security, for like floodlights and stuff. But you don't have a generator, right? There is a generator in the building that you could get, but
Have to fight through.
well,
for
Ethan,
it.
it's outside. It's in the parking lot, right? It's behind a fence. You'd have to unhook it, throw it onto the back of one of the quads, and take off with it. That would be that's another advantage card, is the generator. Right. So you would have to fight for that advantage. I would have to make you go for it, because. But if you wanted to get the generator that's here in the building, that's still running and the lights are on, okay, cool. You don't know how much diesel's left in there because you've been really good at conserving it, but then this stupid card turned everything on, and so it's burning fuel.
You're welcome.
And you can scavenge for fuel as a thing. But if you want floodlights, electronics, that's great. None of it's going to power that generator. You want construction materials, that's great.
Yes.
I mentioned this all there. You get 4. You've got enough stuff to build strong fences around the farm. That leaves you got 2 more gear left to spend that you can retcon as you need as we're going. You'd be like, I just pulled a gun out of the bag, right? Cool. But if you want the generator, well, I guess that's going to be this episode's quest.
I would strongly recommend that if we are going to expand our buildings, we will need another generator.
Yeah.
I know the way.
I have the access.
Yeah. And the profits bring in the people.
I got the people. I got those resources.
You got the cannon fodder.
Yeah.
How do you want to do this? Because I'm slowly building in my mind what this place looks like and how the rules work. What do you want to do? The generator is outside. There's some tools there in the pack rat pile that you could, like bolt cutters and things like that you could use to like unhook it and pull it off. You'll need like Darian and Travis to like hoist this thing up onto the back of one of the quads. And then you got, let's say you got 3 quads, so you can put gear into 2 of them, generator into the third, and then the 5 of you can, get on and take off with
Okay.
it. So like 2 on the gear and then 1 driving the generator. And that could be good. But that's my plan. What's yours? Right?
So
The inside of the building, I don't want to take away from Jerry's sacrifice, has been cleared out.
you mean Jimmy?
Right.
Jimmy's
He's
sacrifice
been
has been
sacrificed
cleared
so
out.
much he changed his name.
I know, I understand, but I don't want to take away from that sacrifice. So I still want to give you that win. So I'm trying to
Okay.
keep this place safe, which is why it kind of feels a little too easy. But we know right outside
There's a lot of zombies.
there's a lot
So
of them
many.
out there. So you need if you open those doors, they're in and you're back in it. Right, so this is just a moment here, and you can even hear like against the garage door, like the push,
How
and then they kind of give up and shamble off somewhere else.
how did you trick them?
Well, I have zombie costumes. I don't know if they're your size. We could try them. I sneak by them all the time.
How does this work?
Well, you got to get the walk is the important thing. You really got to get the shuffle down. Otherwise, they know what's up. You got to
Okay. I think we should get our I think Ethan and our other 2 strongest members should
You mean Travis and Darian? Yeah,
She
you want to
kinda-
direct them.
She kind of smiles sheepishly towards Darian.
God damn it!
I need to be out there with the generator. I can take that part. I'll need help. I will need the strength. I think if we load everything else up, if we have to abandon the generator, that's different. But if we don't even try,
Yeah, I think we should have everything in here packed, ready to go. We try to sneak the generator.
I mean, these things are fast. Darian could get into one of them, go out, and try and kite them away.
Oh,
Just
sure.
honk the horn and lead them out, and then he'll double back and meet up with you.
But then if we lose the copter, we lose all the materials.
Yeah, it's a terrible idea. I don't want to do it anyways. Darian's kind of shaken up, but he's like, but like Jimmy though, man.
I know.
we definitely need something to distract. The walking is one thing, but there are going to be so many of them out there. We don't want to be fighting and doing this work.
The generator is at least the reason it hasn't been destroyed. It's its own. It's in just like an external. It's outside, but
Cage.
it's in its own cage.
Yeah.
So your card will get you in there. You could barricade yourselves, right? Like
But
you have to
getting
get
it
there, and you have
yes.
to get it on, then you
Yeah.
have to get away, right?
Yes.
So there's a couple of like,
Hurdles.
fool, barricade, flee. We're gonna go to that bike cart a bunch.
Yes, we are.
Yep.
Or you can just say, fuck it, it's not worth it. Let's just grab the cement and go.
I mean, we've been doing fine all this time without any.
The prophet really wants that generator, though.
Have we been doing fine, Sarah? You know what it's like back there.
We've lost Jack.
We
We've
need a
lost
big
Jimmy.
win. This is our big win.
You guys are really selling this
Say
enclave.
that in front of
We've lost-
Ethan.
We're short on food and supplies and
Don't
security.
say that in front of Ethan. Okay,
I'm-
fine. We'll get the generator. Fine.
Go ahead. Leave. Like, if that's what you need. You and Ethan go off into the sunset.
Okay.
I can get you the generator.
Yeah, that's
Thank you, Ethan. I appreciate your calmness in all of this.
why don't you two go off into the sunset then?
I need the generator.
Why don't you two and the generator go off into the sunset?
I'm not going to abandon my people.
Okay. I mean, okay. Yes, sure. Fine. Yes. Let's You're right. You're right. We'll get the generator.
Okay.
A group of us will shuffle over, unhook it. Another group will come by later, create a distraction. Third group brings the rover over and takes off.
Agreed.
Any objections?
Operation Red Rover.
Come over,
Red
come
Red
over.
Come over, Red Rover,
Zombies
Red Rover.
over.
Okay. All right. So this does sound like a survival plan. It's stealthy. It's careful. It's smart. It's safe.
That's my style.
Sounds about right.
Yeah.
And then I get everyone else killed.
Okay. So
It's your style.
That's my style.
this plan is supported by plenty of resources and people. Yeah,
We've got suits.
I think so.
We
Yeah.
have suits,
the
yeah, and we
parts.
have all of
The
Ethan's
plan
knowledge.
is based on current and accurate information. Absolutely.
Yep.
Thank you, Ethan.
There is significant opposition that would interfere with this plan. Yes,
Yep.
there is. You are surrounded by an army of zombies.
Yes.
There is significant dissent about what plan to follow.
I think we're all in
No,
agreement.
I think you two worked it out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's a +1 to your survivor, to your survival stat. You get to draw 4 cards, right?
I have
How much is your survival?
2 survival.
Okay, so you get to draw 3 cards.
Why didn't I lie? Okay, card number 1. Opportunity.
All right.
Miss and a miss.
Okay, so you can mark stress and turn that into a triumph.
I absolutely
Okay, so
will.
what happens here in this? You arrive in the middle of your plan in decent shape. So the middle of our plan. So what we had this plan broken up into several bits, but something happened along the way that stressed you, and you took some. So it wasn't completely without a hitch, but you were able to push through and turn that. Found an opportunity, and you got the win.
Yes.
But it was a close one. It was almost a complete. Absolute miss because there was no other card. There's no other edges in there. So with those in mind, again, like we saw what happened in the last episode, I leave it to you to describe how we got to this point in the plan. So we're in the basement, and then what happens?
So I think everything kind of up to getting to the door went off without a hitch. I think I went with maybe Ethan and someone else to zombie shuffle our way in.
Yeah, Travis or Darian?
I think I tried to drag Darian along.
Darian, yeah.
And
Travis
he's
is
very
having
unhappy
none
about
of this.
this.
Yeah.
I mean, Darian's barely having any of it.
But-
Travis will be with the Prophet with
Generator.
or with the second part of the plan, with the rover plan, right?
Right.
Yeah. And I think we were doing really well. Like we all really paid attention when Ethan was teaching his shuffle lesson. So we get out there, no problem. And then when I go to reach for my badge, to open
Yeah.
the door to the generator cage,
Yeah.
they all kind of notice. But we still get in time.
Yeah, there's like, so you get into the cage, you close it.
Yeah.
Are you going to barricade the cage against zombies?
I think so.
Yeah.
If we have time and things to do it with, yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
So you want to make this place mostly secure so you can spend time to unhook the generator.
That'd be
So
good.
who's on point to barricade the cage? Between Ethan and Sarah.
Oh boy,
Because our prophet is
He's not
standing
present.
by.
yeah. That's something Ethan can do.
Okay.
Sure, he's a federal agent.
Do
Who
you
knows
want
what
to
he's
draw
doing.
from the bite deck to give him a plus? It's a survival draw.
This is
You also
my,
get to redo your stats. You did that, right?
I did that.
Yeah.
this is my plan. And I am really conflicted about how everyone else keeps taking responsibility for my decisions.
Yeah.
But it's working out really well for me.
Yeah. So you've
So I'm gonna just keep
since
doing
the
this.
death of Jimmy, you've become deflective.
And so
That was the new trauma card you picked up.
Ethan is going on point to barricade the doors.
You don't have to draw the bite card.
I don't have to draw a bite card.
As a deflective character, you can just mark stress to get them the +1.
I feel so shitty.
You also get to clear stress whenever someone suffers consequences of your actions.
and I feel so shitty
This
about
is your
putting
plan.
this-
If anything
uh-huh.
goes wrong, you get to clear off so much stress as
Yep.
long as other people. All right.
Yep.
So how much survival do you have?
2.
Okay, so you're actually going to draw 3 cards.
Excellent. And trois. So we have a miss,
Uh-oh.
an edge,
Uh-oh.
and another miss.
Okay, on an edge, I get to pick something. So on an edge, mark stress or suffer serious harm. Your choice.
Oh boy, I have zero stress at the moment.
Yeah, take it. Yeah.
So I might as well take a
So you're
stress.
getting into it, but like having to like get this thing locked in and having to go like the zombies are like they're getting through the fence. It's like that in the movie where they like up the frame rate a touch or they lower it so they look real jittery and it's like wow you've been really safe inside and like wow outside is not it's scary, it's really terrifying.
Are you reconsidering this whole?
Oh, completely. But
You're barricaded in. Too bad.
Yeah.
So you're inside and you're but you've barricaded. It's the place is mostly secure now. And Darian it starts helping you, Sarah, to start taking the generator down and unhooking it. And I mean, that's a signal for you inside the building where...
Oh, I'm at the generator.
Oh, you're at the generator?
I'm the
right,
generator
you're at the
person.
generator.
Oh, you're the
Okay.
generator person. Sorry.
Yeah.
Who's with Rover?
I guess let's say Darian.
Yeah, Darian and Travis
Yeah.
were directed with the Rover.
Yeah.
And so so the three of you are with the generator, and our NPCs are going to be picking you up in the car. And so inside the garage, the lights go out, right? And then the doors unlock, and the garage door starts to open.
And we have the rovers already loaded up, right?
We did. Yeah, that was our pre-work before coming to the generator.
And they're designed to open up the parking lot gates in the event of a complete power failure, so that there's still opportunity to evacuate the building. But the rest of the building goes into a lockdown. So they're able to get out. Now, had you opened that garage door before the power had gone out, I had decided there was going to be a little
drama
happen.
Yes.
And so that doesn't happen. So they get into the thing. Now, you're directing your allies to take action is what's happening with these rovers.
Right.
And so they have no skills that will help them driving any kind of big machinery up to this plane. So they're just going to get the 2 cards.
What could possibly go wrong?
Nothing
So-
could possibly go wrong.
Darian,
Oh.
Travis.
That's 2 misses and 1 miss and an edge, folks.
Okay, so on an edge, the plan works, but the GM chooses one. They suffer a terrible loss. They endure serious harm. They reveal their true nature. But on a miss, the plan doesn't work at all. Nothing goes according to plan. So Travis was the one who got the edge. Darian was the one who got the miss. The doors open up. They get into the rovers. They've packed one up with the supplies. They've packed the second one up with the generator. All right. So Travis is our prophet's friend from the cult. Darian is your friend, Agent Davos.
Yes, he is.
Yes, he is.
Also from the cult of death.
Well, you're definitely surrounded by that shade. So Travis and Conrad are each in a different quad, right? I know I said 3. Well, let's make just 2 bigger ones. A little easier to work. We'll just retcon it. And Travis runs out. His flatbed is empty. It's full. It's ready for the generator. But Darian is the one who's got all the supplies, all those construction supplies that you have spent literally 3.5 hours of recording
Literally.
time to get since we were at that river.
I've spent years getting those
But he
supplies.
gets a miss. And when an NPC ally gets an edge, I have to choose suffer terrible loss, endure serious harm, reveal their true nature. Travis is revealing his true nature as he will leave anyone behind if it comes down to it. And he doesn't stop for Darian at all. He drives through the zombies that are waiting at the gate, and he pushes all the way into the generator and leaves Darian. Darian's in the rover and loses control of the vehicle, and you see it slam into the side of one of the fences and swarmed, and he's pulled from the rover, and he's pulled out, and he's dragged away. He's just gone. And all your supplies are in the back of the rover, and Darian is gone. And Travis runs up to the side. Ah, shit, ball, fuck, sensor, beep, 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 beep. As he comes up to the side, as you're still barricaded in, but you've got the generator's unhooked and it's unplugged, and it'll take 2 of you to lift it and hoist it into the back. And Sarah, Darian, what do you do? Also the supplies. What do you do? There's only 4 of you now. Oh no,
My supplies.
I think I run straight for the supplies.
So you're going to leave the generator area. You're going to go around the building to where this rover is abandoned.
Well,
Oh, no,
I'm-
I kind of see it as
they're side by
there's
side
a
or whatever?
ramp out of the parking lot out into the back area.
Oh,
The
okay.
generator's all there, and then
Okay.
Travis made it right to you. It's all in line of sight.
Okay,
but
great.
then there's just zombies everywhere, right? This is the final boss battle in the video game, right? And then Darian, though, he goes out and he just hits a bump, hits some debris, hits a zombie probably, goes wave off, crashes. Thing comes to a stop. He can't back out fast enough. He gets stuck in a gear somewhere and he's just panicking and frozen. And then you just see the fear in his eyes as he's just grabbed and pulled into the horde. and but there's the rover in the back. It's all tied down, all in bags, shovels, buckets, barbed wire fences, construction equipment, all of it. It's all there, and it's just the engine is idling. It's all just sitting there, and you just run for it.
I just run for it.
So do you?
Wow. I mean, we have a rover with us. We could drive there.
Okay.
But no.
That's an excellent point. That's a very good
Draw
point.
survival. Draw survival. Sounds like you're trying to avert disaster.
Oh gosh, I was not successful at averting disaster. That's 2 misses.
Oh no.
Oh no.
Oh no.
Is anyone going to help or interfere?
Ooh.
You can mark stress. You've got 3 cards face up. You'll draw 3, but you'll be wrapped in on this. It means you see something's going to go very wrong.
If I get a
4
fourth
cards
stress,
are revealed.
I will be out.
You will get another trauma card.
Oh, I see.
You won't
They're
be out
great.
unless you get 4 trauma cards.
You should get more trauma cards. That's what I've been doing.
I also haven't been very stressed yet. So
Take the trauma, Prophet. So
Oh, look.
Sarah runs
There's
out.
not even really a question. I have to.
Sarah runs out, and it's just she's not going to make it in time. You see this, right?
Yes.
It's just something's horrible is about to happen, and it's not going to be good for Sarah because she failed to avert disaster. And
Yeah, I have no choice. There's no hesitation for me in this.
what
I
if?
have to.
You freeze, Sarah, because there's another zombie in this horde.
oh no.
Oh no.
Oh no!
Oh no.
Of course, this is what's causing her to stop. It's Jimmy.
She sees one zombie
crowd,
Smoking a joint. It's still lit.
It's still lit. And he's just got rips and bite marks, but the face, the color is gone, eyes are all white, but he's still wearing his jacket. And he's still got the lit joint in his mouth, and he's just shambling towards, and it just breaks you.
Yeah.
Pat, what
I'm
do
done.
you do?
I'm done.
You can draw, because 4 cards are revealed, you can mark the stress, take the trauma card, and you will draw 4 cards that you can swap out any of those 2 misses with.
And I will.
I'll give you the deck, and I'll also give you a new trauma card. Face down, just like your other trauma card, that you can choose to reveal in a moment like this, a stress or isolation. Sometimes they're uncanny, sometimes they're kind of weird.
This one actually fits very much what my plan is, which is to, I'm going to use the rover that we have with the generator, and I'm going to mow down whoever to be able to rescue Sarah.
Yes.
Like if I can use it to sideswipe a little bit to create some room so we can get everybody in the rover
like
or
it.
in one of the other rovers, because my new trauma is relentless. While revealed, I get to clear a stress when I choose to attack a foe instead of fleeing or taking other action.
Hot damn.
And when it's revealed, I get +1 to savagery, which also
Yes, you
makes
do.
sense.
And then you also get to
So
clear your stress.
let's
as
see
well,
your
right?
four. Let's see your aid cards. Let's reveal them. You also clear your stress track because you got
Is
you
it
got
the
the trauma.
whole track? Oh, yeah, because of new trauma, right.
Yeah.
Well, that works out too. All right, so I took 4 cards.
Yeah, so let's see them, and you're going to swap out Sarah's 2 misses.
Well, I am going to swap them out with a triumphant opportunity.
Yeah, so we'll just take the triumph. Triumph is all we needed. And
Yeah.
give me back all those cards. I'm going to reshuffle the survivor deck.
So based on the action we took, the reveal would give me a +1 card, but we've already solved for this thing. But this fits in with the role play, etc. So can we just add this in as something?
It won't.
that
It won't
happens?
add an extra card because you're drawing on the cards of Sarah's reveal to
Right.
aid. So
Okay.
it will. Yeah. So
But it's time to reveal it.
So so let's roll back because we stopped for that. So you revealed that you were relentless, and we all went, oh, of course you are.
Yes.
And I'm reshuffling the deck, and I'm about to describe something here. So you turn that into a triumph. You were going to lose. All of a sudden, Prophet jumps into the rover, and how does this happen? You plow, it's a triumph. So you're going to get it. You plow through the zombies. You do like a e-brake turn. You push them all out of the way, Zombieland style. Some of them go flying.
And as I do that, of course, the
You're doing
passenger side
donuts.
doors open up to allow you to jump in.
I kind of see that as like these quads. I mean, they don't even have doors, like dune buggies.
Oh, okay.
Right,
Yeah,
like
yeah.
they're just like big
Yeah.
wheels with like a big cargo thing on the back, and so they just kind of roll to the side, and they just drop kicking all these zombies out of the way. You're doing donuts in this parking lot, and you're clearing the area out, and you're holding your pass card. Are we about to find out who you used to be?
Well, who I used to be was an engineer. And that's why the generator mattered so much to me.
Right.
That's why working with this vehicle, it's why I can do those turns.
Yeah, you're no good on a farm.
No, I missed the suburbs. I missed this.
You gave up engineering with things to like hacking mines.
It is all
Social
solution
engineering.
building. Yes. So that's who I am, and that's why I take the measured approach to things and slow and steady. But yeah, it was time.
Oh, you're gonna be able to do some good things with this generator. So you clear the area. The rover is yours to take, Sarah. Jimmy was just standing there, but then gets thrown away by the other rover. Just gets flung,
and that snaps you out of your.
Yep.
And so I just run over to the other rover and hop on.
Okay, are we fighting, fooling, or fleeing the dead?
So do we have the generator?
Because we are
yet?
still in the parking lot.
the generator.
We have the generator. We got the Triumph. Like time is kind of moving at a pace.
And the construction, right? We have both.
Yeah, that was in the other rover. Travis and Ethan, you might still like be on foot, but you guys got to get picked up by the rovers and you can get out. It sounds like you want to flee and
Yes.
get the hell out of Dodge, but you're still surrounded, so you still need to get that escape, which means you might have to suffer harm or bite or run the risk of leaving something behind or someone behind, because I got two people that aren't in the rover. Sorry, Darian, I'm just going to flip your card over. I don't think we're going to be able to find you.
We have to get them.
We have to get them. There's no option.
One each.
One each.
Well, who's on point?
I'm on point.
on point.
Fleeing the dead.
100%.
Well, fleeing the dead is a survival stat, so you can metagame this. I think you both have
It's
two.
equivalent. So
Yes.
But you, as someone who is deflective, can give him a +1 when going on point without going to the bite card.
That's
Whereas
true.
the prophet would have to go to the bite card to give you a +1. So you're quite deflective. I don't think you would go on point. You're deflective now. Have
and
you
also,
noted?
like, I just ran out and terrible things happened again.
Yeah, Darian's dead. Jimmy's definitely still dead.
Still a zombie.
Yeah.
I'm not taking point. I just met all you people.
All right, so you're on point. You'll draw 3 cards then.
Perfect.
But mark stress.
I will make stress. I'm so stressed out right now.
I'll give you the deck there, Velvet. 3 cards. Don't fuck it up.
Well, there was a miss.
Uh-oh.
Another miss. And an edge.
Okay. So this is fun. We haven't gotten an edge on any of the dead moves yet.
Oh no.
When you flee a swarm of zombies, draw survival. On a hit, you will escape. Choose 1. On an edge, the GM chooses 1 as well.
Uh-oh.
You run into another danger or crisis. You leave something or someone valuable behind. You draw from the bite deck or suffer serious harm, your choice. You get to choose first, Prophet.
I choose serious harm.
You're going to suffer serious harm?
Yes.
Okay. So then I am going to say that you leave something or someone valuable behind. Are you leaving? You're relentless now. Are you leaving Travis behind?
I am leaving Travis behind. I'm also reckless.
Yeah, you
What?
are.
When I clear stress, I don't have any stress. But when you suffer serious harm, I draw a +1 while I'm suffering it.
Yeah, you do.
Because I'm charging
Cool.
enemies.
You also, so when we suffer serious harm, this is the first time we've done a proper serious harm draw. If you miss this, you are dead.
Yes.
It's like drawing the bite card.
Yeah.
So you will draw from the survivor deck. It starts with 1. Because of that trauma, you start at 2. The harm is unintentional or accidental. I would say it would be because you're driving. So it would be you crash or something horrible happens. So that would be, you get another card to draw from that. The harm is not explicitly lethal. No one is out to get you. I mean, yes, the zombies around, but they're like an environmental threat. No one's shooting at you. So I would say you get another card for that. You have cover, body armor, or a bodyguard. I don't think you have any of those things. So I would let you say 4 cards is what you're drawing.
All right.
And you are looking for a triumph or an edge. Although ugly things happen on an edge, you're really looking for a triumph or an opportunity. On a miss, well, it's been nice knowing you.
Well, yeah.
Father Pat.
I just want to prove to Sarah that she's not the only competitive one.
All right, let's see it.
A miss.
Uh-oh.
Opportunity.
Okay.
An edge. And a miss.
Okay, so this is interesting. You can take the edge, which would mean it's messy or you'll die without immediate aid, or it's painful, take -1 ongoing until you get rest, or it's lasting, one of your stats goes down by 1 permanently, or you could mark stress, turn your opportunity into a triumph, and describe how.
I'm going to take the stress.
I'm
going to take
like
the stress.
you just left Travis behind to
Yeah.
sacrifice himself for your greater vision of the future.
The future is us. What happened was in all of these loop-de-loops that I've done, the donuts, the circles, and all that, the car or the rover has veered a little bit out, and I've crashed into the side of a wall, and the door has crushed into me a little bit.
Yeah.
So now I have no choice but to be with the rover.
Yeah.
So and I recognize that. All of our lives are on the line.
Yeah.
All the equipment is on the line. There is no way forward but forward. Or there's no way back.
You just have to peel out.
So I have to make that choice
And
of
Sarah
losing my
went
friend.
first. Sarah went first.
Yes.
So, Ethan, you get onto Sarah's rover,
Yeah.
you peel out, and then you're there. And Travis he's coming to you. He's got
trying.
like a pipe in his hand that he's pulled off the ground, and he's swinging away. He's going to get there. And you see what's happening, and you floor it.
Yeah.
And this
Through
is-
tears.
In the
That's
rearview
brutal.
mirror, you don't even see anything. You just,
Yeah.
that's the last thing you see is the swinging pipes and Travis going, Pat, you son of a bitch.
Wait for me. I love you, my son.
But not enough to save him.
You return to the enclave at Huckleberry Farm. You don't have Jimmy. You don't have Darian. You don't have Travis.
And we don't have Jack.
And you never found Jack. But you got Ethan, you got 2 fast vehicles, and you got enough construction equipment to build strong fences. You spend some time on that, it would be another advantage card that we would use if we continued playing this. Some time has passed, and we had some things that we had done. Remember, the last thing Jimmy said was, "You're in charge, Shun."
Oh, yeah.
And you told Estebal to protect the barn. Can I see
Estella,
both of those
yeah.
cards?
Yep.
Because I am going to draw to see what happened to them while things were going on. They were directed to that action. So he's going to get 3 cards. Yeah, he drew an edge. Estella. Empathy, survival, violence, sickle, and tools. I'll let them get 4 cards. Also an edge and an opportunity. All right, Estella is going to be freaking out then. So
I mean,
on an
she has good
edge,
reason.
the
Yeah,
plan
that's fair.
will work, but they suffer a terrible loss. They endure serious harm. They reveal their true nature. Shun. And
Sandy?
no, the model.
Priya?
Priya.
Yeah.
Shun and Priya have had it. This cult. While this was going on, they were going to throw open the barn doors, search the place, find out where they were hoarding food and supplies, kick them out. Now that you weren't around, and they move in. Estella did better with the with the card, and when you come back into Huckleberry, you see smoke rising from the horizon,
Oh, boy.
Oh no.
and the barn is on fire.
Oh no.
And Estella is inside the barn trying to protect the holy texts and the sacraments and the items. She was ordered protect the barn. She's trying to take out the fire, but the refugees from the city have had it with this cult, and they've turned on them in your absence. And without Jimmy around, and with Shun, no one can he's gonna be able to keep him under control. And things were very hostile with the refugees when you left. And the farm family is having none of it because Jack might not be coming back. They got to get their daughter back. And you come driving in on your vehicles, and you see the smoke, and you see the yelling, and you see a crowd gathered around the barn, and no one can get in.
This is the utopia you guys were telling me about?
Yes.
I hit the gas toward the people.
Towards the crowd surrounding the barn?
Yes.
Okay.
My people are inside.
Are you getting in someone's face or are you turning to violence?
My savagery went up too. So I'm definitely turning. You know what? Let's avert disaster. Oh, that's boring.
I don't know.
I think driving towards.
Well,
is
because
more
if you get an
entertaining.
edge, I get to offer you a hard bargain, ugly choice, or a Pyrrhic victory. Averting disaster is only boring if you get a triumph.
All right, let's avert instead of hitting the gas.
You can still hit the gas.
Well, yeah,
I
I'll
love it.
rev. I'll rev
Yeah.
the gas for sure. Yeah.
Well, like if you rev the gas, if you avert disaster and you fail that, you might just go. They won't jump out of the way in time.
Right.
Right. Like this thing could escalate horribly. So you can't tell who's friend or foe, what's going on. It's just chaos right now. But you can see over, like, you know, like the barn has like that second story kind of portal. Estella's up there holding like your books
like a baby. Oh.
to protect the barn.
It's your baby, father.
And they're like, you stupid idiot girl, jump already. Get out of there. Drop the books.
Ooh. I could do that pivot move again, and she jumps into the back of the rover. So is that a rescue?
It's still drawing survival,
Yeah.
but I give you a +1 for that.
Yeah. So
So what's your
the move.
survival? It's only 2?
It's 2, but
Oh, dear.
it's more than...
Anyone getting involved in this? Mark stress to aid or interfere?
I don't know what's going on.
I don't know how. You could justify how. You're in a completely different vehicle.
Yeah, I think I'm.
But you're in the vehicle with like all the gear.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think
I think he's on his own.
he's on his own.
3 cards. Give it a draw.
A miss. A triumph.
Oh,
That's
wow.
it. We don't even need to draw the other one.
Wow.
You get under and like, you know, it's just a little bit higher and you just reach your hand, like jump to safety.
Yeah.
She leaps into the back of the rover onto the where the generator is, just as the barn ceiling caves in and collapses and the whole thing comes down. There's some cheers from the city dwellers and they're like, no one else from the cult seemed to be in the barn when it happened. Only Estella was given that order. Shun is holding Sandy back, who was trying to run into the fire to save his daughter, and there's this whole like it's a tense situation, right? But you're all back. The Visionary's back, and Prophet's back, and they all kind of like they're back, and Shun's like looking around, and he's like immediately just draws in. And he's like, "Where's Jimmy? Could really use him right now."
Yeah, we could really use him right now.
Who?
It's a long story. So I'm
Sarah
sorry.
killed him.
Whoa.
That's not exactly true.
And it's like all the wind that was in his sails is just kind of like it just deflated. He's just this. Damn.
He's gone.
Without him, we couldn't have gotten any of this. And
He
she
was-
kind of points to the things that we brought back.
Yeah, and the other members of the cult are looking around for Travis.
We lost a few good people today. We should hold a ceremony once we got all the supplies. Oh, this is Ethan Jones.
Hi, everyone.
I feel like Priya walks out of the crowd, walks right up to Ethan, slaps him, kisses him, says, "You son of a bitch. You made it."
Priya?
You need an ally as part of the character creation. We
Yep.
didn't do that.
Right, yeah.
Priya would be your ally who's hostile to the rest of them, which would immediately do.
She's a model, right?
She's the model
That
from
makes-
the city.
That actually makes sense with, yeah.
and immediately Priya's like, "I can't believe you brought my boy back."
Wait, you know her?
So, when I said I was a federal agent earlier,
Yeah, I knew you were lying.
I know her from my theater days.
He played one on TV.
It was in a sitcom. It was really popular. So I thought I knew what I was doing, you know.
I mean, you made it that far. I'd say you more or less knew what you were doing.
We were pretty good in our research for the show.
It's a method.
Yeah, I was really living the part.
And then this is like, we need to party. This is great.
I think party and awake are in order.
Often they're both.
We'll pour one out
True.
tonight.
Light one up.
Can we put the barn out?
Camera pans out to the smoldering wreck as the sun sets on the day. Huckleberry Farm is actually a little more secure than it was the day before. Yes, the barn is lost, but that is probably a good thing. It was a dividing point in the community, but now you've got the supplies and maybe building materials in the wreckage of the barn to build something else, right? And you can fortify the fences, start building small little cabins, get people into a community, and maybe there is a future here at this farm. And also, it seems like Priya's all seems to immediately be forgiven. Like what the hell? You're like, Jimmy who? Like half the people are mourning, the other half are like celebrating because they're like, people are like from the city going like, can I get your autograph? Oh my God, we've got Ethan Jones living here with us. This is so great. I used to watch you every day.
He's aged a little bit, but
Yeah. Oh, he's kind of like Patrick Stewart a bit. Like, he's just like eternally youthful.
The zombie blood's good for the skin.
yeah, it's rejuvenating.
Yeah.
Please tell me that you brought your zombie costumes with you.
Of course.
Oh, good. Oh, good.
So that brings us to an end on Zombie World and the story of Huckleberry Farm. You can see like characters die. Sometimes they're NPCs, sometimes they're player characters. I'm amazed that Sarah, you survived. You shouldn't have.
I really shouldn't have.
Everything was against you. I really love that all the character cards ended up getting flipped up throughout play. I've played through a number of Zombie World games where that doesn't happen. Play it a little too quietly. Part of the fun is the reveal.
Yeah.
Because I want to know as a GM who I'm dealing with. And this Joe, thank you for leading us in. I didn't know where we were going there in the not last episode, but I think it worked out really well. So in here in the advantages cards, you would also get the generator. If you work at it, you could even get the fences. But also in this fate deck, I could even flip up and it'd be like an advantage is just broken down. Right. So like the generator craps out and there's no fuel. And now you're gonna have to go out and find, a specific kind of diesel or or the fences break or
So
the
ways to
or the
keep
well
going
is
out.
gone. And so you keep having it's only secure for a time, right? Once it gets too safe, we don't worry about the boring bits. We'll draw, time passes, and we would see your surroundings change meaningfully, or a personal conflict boils over, or two population members go missing. We already did that. External forces arrive demanding your advantage, right? So they show up being like, you got fresh water? Hand it over. We're the folks up in the dam that blew up the dam in the first episode. And now we're here. You pay us protection now, right?
Oh, that would be good.
Right? That would be really neat. And then you're dealing with neighbors. And then it becomes this whole politics thing as slowly we figured out like the forest, the valley, the river, the city, but also the dam. Like the map is filling in as we play. And so this is a game where you can keep coming back to. Obviously works as a real good, solid 3 to 4 hour one shot. And each of those hours felt like a full episode. And it also is kind of, if zombies are your jam, this is something that you can come back to over and over and over again. So it's really fun like that. So anyway, for Zombie World, it's by Magpie Games. You can check it out in the episode details. There's a link to their page where you can find out more. It is also completely compatible with Roll20 if that's also your jam, which is kind of neat. They worked really hard with Roll20 to get the card mechanics here to work, because some cards are drawn face up, some cards are drawn face down, some cards are dealt to the players and then they choose one, and sometimes those are face up and down. So lots of different parameters for a lot of different decks. Like the Survivor deck is always reshuffled after it's used. The Bite deck is never reshuffled until the Bite card's revealed. So they've done all of that in Roll20, so each deck operates under its own specific rules, which is kind of fun. Anyway, I digress. I've been Justin Nikak, your GM. Thank you for joining me for these last number of hours here at Zombie World. And around my table, one last time, my survivors of Huckleberry Farm. we'll start with the ones who made it all the way to the end. Our prophet.
The prophet Velvet Duke from the Dandies.
Yeah, where can we go? You got an online presence. Where
I
can we
do.
follow up?
Velvet Duke at WordPress. Velvet Duke all across social media. I am the best and only one. But also with the Dandies, improvdandies.com and social media as well.
Terrific. And our visionary, who, what was your vision?
I think my vision the whole time was really, really well aligned with Priya's. We just couldn't see eye to eye on how to get there. But I think we finally got there.
Yeah, I now that you, yeah. Sean, thank you for being game with us. Welcome to the You're a terrible warrior now, Sean.
Fantastic.
That's a hell of a debut. Playing both Jimmy, rest in peace, and Ethan. You're not going to get any rest now that you're back.
Oh no.
Here in our enclave.
They're going to make you put on plays.
Method acting, it's a terrible thing, but someone has to.
So thanks for joining us, Sean.
Thanks for having me.
Do you have an online presence?
Not currently at the moment.
No, you're like Joe. You're just terrible warrior. You just kind of show up incognito. You do your thing, go away. I don't tag you on anything. That's fine. I don't know what's happening next. This was a bonus game that we recorded actually to replace another game that we had intended to record that ideally by the time you've heard this, you've already listened to. It's all non-linear editing. And chances are next week we'll be back to Meet the Makers with some of the interviews I recorded at Gen Con or Breakout Con or even hell, depending, listening PAX Unplugged. And stay tuned. Follow us on Twitter at Dice Warriors. We do have plans for a proper Season 7 where we're reworking the format of the show and how we're going to launch it and release it. So that's all coming. I'm expecting for a January release. And so that's kind of thing. Obviously, we already got to play this game on Patreon, patreon.com/Terrible Warriors. We play monthly games with some of those supporters, and they got a chance to play Zombie World with me last month. So if you want to get an opportunity to play the games on the show before we get a chance to do it on the podcast, yes, I'm using it a little bit like a focus group, but also it gives you kind of an inside look into what I'm planning for the future, and you get to play that first. So this game might not have been what it was had it not been for the game I played last month on Patreon, which is kind of fun. So then I can talk more about it. That's it. I'm out of here. We'll see you next time on whatever the hell it is. Until then, thanks for playing these games. Thanks for opening up your tables to new players. Thanks for trying new things, and thanks for being terrible warriors, each and every one of you. Until we meet again, be good to each other. Bye.
Bye.
Bye.